Simple. Danny goes to the movies, writes a review. You hear him on the podcast, now you know what he would do. Grab your popcorn and your soda or your healthier snacks. Enjoy the film and just relax. You don't have to do this all alone. Join our community and we'll talk about it, yo. I scream, you scream for movies, and that's what we be doing. I scream, you scream for movies, and that's what we be doing. I scream, you scream for movies, and that's what we be doing.
All right, everybody, welcome to I Screen, You Scream for Movies for Friday, March 10th. F it, it's a raw feed. We are doing it live. I'm Danny, and I have been teasing this from the last episode. I have a special guest for this very special, huge episode. He's not only a huge horror guy, but he's also a huge Scream fanatic himself. Everyone, give it up for my last season's episode, Malique from Movies4Reel Pod. How's it going, and thanks for joining.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's good to be here. Finally, Scream's coming out, so it's a good day.
It's a great day indeed, and we both did not see it together because we live in different states, unfortunately. But we both somehow, so we did able to catch a screening last night in the Thursday premiere. I saw it with my brother, and who did you see it with by any chance?
I saw it with my best friend Nick, or whatever. Me and him go to the movies usually together. So, and he's only seen the fifth one and the first one. I saw the first one with him because he's never seen the first one. So I introduced him to that, like the first ever Scream movie.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, not the last one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he only seen the first one and then Scream 5. So he was kind of going into like a different, like he likes the movies, but he's not like a huge fan where he, watched them all and been following it for a while.
It's funny too. I wasn't a huge Scream fan either. I mean, I've been introduced to it. I wasn't into like the slasher and all that when I was a kid, but growing up to be an enthusiastic moviegoer, I somehow find it pretty fun. So I'm actually proud of myself going to this kind of stuff. And real quick, Malik, did you know that every listeners out there, for those that are new to this show, I mean, of course, I'll say it anyways. I did begin this show in season 1 over the course of 2022 with Scream 5. Did you know that, Malik? And listeners?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know that because I was looking back at mine too, and like that was like one of my first ones too, like around.
Yeah, that's a funny thing too. I began my show with Scream, West Scream 5 or Scream 5, anyways, and I still remember it was a good movie to start off and a good comeback to the franchise. And so forward, it was a success last year, and all of a sudden, weeks later, they just greenlit Scream 6, and God, we all wonder, what's it gonna be next, and how is it going to work? Especially, like, they're doing this right away, which is weird. It usually be, like, a couple years later, but then they actually decide to get this movie out, filmed, and just release it the following year, which is crazy. Time flies. So.
Yeah, I remember it then announcing Scream 6. I'm like, oh, they got it announced already, and then time does go by fast, and like the movie's out now. Really.
So now I do want to go over a little something real quick. Now, expectations wise, this is also a huge concern that since last year, it was a very unfortunate news that Neve Campbell is not going to be in Scream 6 this time, which is unfortunate. Now, I do want to throw this out to you, Malik. How did you feel about Neve not being in this movie and the situation going on, why she's not in the movie at all?
Well, at first, I was kind of like, because, everyone didn't know, like, what the whole issue was. And at first, I was like, man, did she really just say, like, no to coming, like, man, Scream 6 might be bad, like, really bad or something, that she didn't want to be in it. And then the whole money issue, I was like, okay, now that's kind of, that's, messed up. She deserves. Give her what she needs to be in the franchise. But, I mean, Scream 6 did do a good job of, her not being there. But I was really worried about it when that was announced.
Yeah, a lot of people were really downing Scream 6, too. Even me. Even I wasn't sure what it was going to be like until we got the trailer. All of a sudden, last couple months, which they should have dropped the trailer, like, last few months before, like, Avatar coming out, too, which is funny. They released that in that month. But somehow, they were able to manage to bring us footages, and they managed to still market as good, surprisingly. And, yeah, my doubts going forward, I was afraid how they're going to do this without Neve. And now going to this movie this time around, we both got to see it, and now it's finally out in theaters. I had a good
Yeah.
time seeing that, and am I the only one to say right now that I'm gonna say my thoughts? I think I love this one super much than the last one. That's just me though. I'm crazy to say I love this one a lot because it did somehow made up aspects that Neve wasn't in this movie, which we're gonna go over so many things in a second. But Malique, how did you feel on Scream 6?
I really, really enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. Just the only issues I had was the third act. There was the third act was which choices were made.
Spoil free, by the way. Spoil free.
Okay. I won't say anything about that third choice. There were some choices that I did not necessarily agree with. I do that, but other than that, I like the kills. I like using the New York City. I was really afraid that New York City wouldn't be like utilized to its full potential. They did a really good job with the location, which I'm really happy about.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, yeah, you did touch up New York. I love the setting. It's just like what happened to Woodsboro stays in Woodsboro, and what happened to New York stays in New York. But if you happen to be someone from Woodsboro in the Legacy, you can't leave whatever's in Woodsboro, and you can't leave it out anywhere. But you're gonna be followed everywhere in the Legacy, even in New York, even in California. Name any states for all I give a damn. But it's just all that, which is crazy how they managed to carry that story on. It's nuts.
Yeah, it was a really, really good story.
So, let's go ahead and begin talking now. Let's go ahead and talk about one of the most fat aspects they made up for it, which Neve is not this movie, the cast members. Now, who do you want to talk about first in the first aspect of the goodest part? Just name what you got in your head, man. And we'll talk about that person right now.
Probably Melissa Barrera as Sam. I was not sold on her in Scream 5. She was probably like my least favorite character because I was like, I don't know if she can really take the reins of this whole thing. But after seeing Scream 6, she's definitely like earned her spot for me. I actually can see her leading this franchise going forward.
Yeah, good thing too. Melissa Barrera, I'm not a huge fan, but yeah, she actually carried a lot of her characterization and the relation to Billy Loomis. This is interesting. It's honestly just good how she's actually trying to like improve herself and staying away from being just the past of herself and taking care of her sister. It actually means a lot of her character, and her performance was great. I actually enjoyed it. I haven't complained one thing about her even the last movie. I just thought this character could be just a waste until they brought her back next movie. It actually makes sense why she could be good in these movies. So
yeah, she did a really, really good job. Really surprised me. Definitely an improvement. Sure.
All right. I have all females cast on my list because we all respect female actresses. But who do you want to talk about next, man?
Oh my gosh, I forget his name, but I do want to talk about Chad. The actor who plays Chad, I cannot think of his name on top of my head.
Let me see.
But,
Mason Gooding.
Yeah, Mason Gooding, dude. He was a highlight for me. I love that guy.
Yeah, me too.
He did a really good job in this one. He was a highlight in Scream 5 for me, and he was good in this.
Yeah, I didn't find him interesting last movie, but somehow I guess he actually carried it pretty good in this movie. I like that too. Surprised me too. You're still missing. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And his relationship with certain members of the group is like how the group is like the core four of them together. Yeah. I really like that aspect of it.
I like that aspect too. Almost forgot about that too. I like where it's going with the core four. It's very interesting. And for those who don't know what the core four is, it's not a spoiler, but it's Chad, Mindy, Tara, and Sam. The core four gang of the Woodsboro gang. We're survivors, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a real cool thing.
Malique, you're still missing a couple casts. Actually, I'm expecting one cast we have to talk about a lot, which people love seeing this person a lot, and she's been coming off very strong in the past year.
JennaOrtega. JennaOrtega?
Let's just fucking talk about JennaOrtega. Look, so JennaOrtega is a national treasure, and she's already, like I said, coming off very good over the course of last year. Not only the last Scream, she came off of X. She even came off a huge Wednesday hit series. Wednesday, I recommend checking that series, by the way. And
Yeah,
she's been in an HBO series, HBO movie exclusive called The Fallout. Is that correct? I think so.
yeah. That was really good movie. She
And
did a
what
good one.
else has she been into? Also, if I'm not mistaken, what else has she been into projects besides those horror stuff
Uh,
and all that?
she was in You as well.
Oh yeah, season 1, correct?
Season two. Season two. Yeah,
Oh,
she was in
okay,
season two.
okay. But yeah, dude, Jenna Ortega, man. A lot of guys hit a lot on her. A lot of guys just love her performance, and the whole fan base of Jenna Ortega. She's already She's already rising her stardom up to this point, and she's already established herself as a scream queen, like Jamie Lee Curtis. That's why I have to say this. She is a national treasure. And Malik, do you even agree she is that national treasure of an actress?
She is a really talented. Anything that she's in, she is usually the best part of it. Like it's just every time she just knows she's a really good actress. She really steals the screen.
She steals every scene in the movie. My brother was even saying her name so much when we got out of the movie. He just loves her. He just loves her. He kept saying her name over and over. And man, he just wishes to meet her, you know? I mean, that's the kind of fan base. As an example, the whole natural treasure thing on Jenna Ortega is just mind-blowing. And you know what? I'm not the hater. I think I like to see her keep going. But other projects outside horror, I like to see that where it goes. But her horror stuff has actually been really good on her resume, I have to say.
Yeah, and she's actually eyeing to be in Beetlejuice too.
Oh yeah,
so
it's been since yesterday. I've been reading about that. Interesting. She's gonna be in
so
Beetlejuice.
she's probably gonna get it. Let's be honest.
Oh, she's going to. She's going to. Yeah. So Jenna Ortega, I feel like she's also part of that replacement of Neve's legacy. I feel like this is already going forward just straightly good. So. And speaking of Ortega, I do have to name one actress, of course. And look, I also happen to even miss her in these future projects since then. Now, this actress has been on total hiatus break. She's been going through some kind of like her own face problem, addiction, custody, and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go into this that much depth, but Malique, let's welcome back Hayden Panettiere. She smoked it. She fucking smoked it as Kirby Reed. I am so happy they brought her back, and she's alive from Scream 4. Terrible movie, by the way. I liked her, though. I just felt Scream 4 was not a sellout to me at this point. I think it was just poor.
For me, Scream 4, it took me a couple rewatches. I actually do that movie did bump up on my list a lot. Scream 4. It looks like shit. I'll be honest. It's filmed like shit. It looks like someone smeared Vaseline over the lens. But I like the kills in that movie.
But yeah, like I wanted to say, Kirby Reed. So she's also another Neve Campbell replacement legacy.
Yeah.
And I actually loved her in this movie. She was great. She plays an FBI agent. It's insane. It's like, how many years did it take place for a decade for her to become an FBI agent after surviving a stab in the stomach? It's nuts. Wow.
Yeah.
Performance-wise, she's great. I'm just saying, Hayden Panettiere, keep doing what you're doing. Don't let anything put you down and rise to stardom no matter how old you're getting. You are just rising up to your point again, and just don't stop doing what you're doing. I think I'm just the only person here talking there that I love Hayden Panettiere so much. And matter of fact, too, I actually played one of the video games she actually played in. Have you played Until Dawn?
Yeah, I played that. Yeah.
I love her in that game. I can't believe, man. I just always want to play her in this chapters. I like her playing this, and she's also coming off great from Nashville. She's coming off from Heroes. And did you know that she actually voiced in a video game in Kingdom Hearts as Kairi?
Oh, really? I didn't even know.
That's when she's a little girl, man. And she voiced Kairi as the right type of actress as she's becoming an actress. But just want to name out a few information about Hayden Panettiere for those that don't know her particularly. I don't have much information, but she's back in Hollywood. I just love to see her keep going, and she's great in that movie. I'm glad she's back. Also, how do you feel on Courtney Cox, Malik? I'll let you speak on behalf.
I feel like Courtney Cox was underutilized, in my opinion. is one thing that I felt like it was just shoehorned in my opinion. Like she's good in it. She's good in it. I just think that they wasted, like, just wasted her just to have her there because they felt like they needed to because they didn't have Neve there with her, which sucked. But I love Courtney Cox though. I just wish they gave her more to do. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, me too. And the funny thing is, in the New York City, she just traveled all the way through work just for a story like that. It's like, how did they make this work if Neve doesn't come back? But if they didn't make Courtney Cox come back, it'd be like, how can they make this work? But somehow they still managed.
Yep.
But still, I like Courtney Cox. I'm glad she's back there too. So Malique, is there any other cast members that you want to talk about that I haven't even have down on my list?
No, I think that Mindy did well. Like that actress, she did a good job too. She was good in the fifth one. Again, she also felt like she didn't have that much to. Some people did not have that much to do. I felt like.
Yeah, some of the cast. I wish Samara Weaving. Yes, I wish she was a lot in the movie too. But we don't want to spoil what happened. But you know what? It is what it is. Let's just say the Radio Silence filmmakers had to bring her back from Ready or Not just for like a little, little money.
Yeah.
But speaking of Radio Silence, look, I do want to talk about them. I don't know why it's not on my list, but it's in my head now. So, the Radio Silence guys, I don't know how to say their names. They have like such complex names, but I'm just calling them the Radio Silence. For those that don't know who they are, they directed The Last Scream and Ready or Not. So these guys somehow managed to top Scream 6 in a way that was made up like that. I have to say, that's the most satisfying I ever see what they've done, and gave the Scream fans and audience what to expect and what they really, really, really want. That's all I'm really happy about, honestly. That was just a good turning point of that. That was just... Those guys just were... This is the job, kind of legacy sequels that were handed out to those filmmakers, and they just managed to turn the heat and make the Scream even great. Which is why I'm crazy to say it's my favorite out of, like, the last one. It's insane. How do you feel about those filmmakers, Malique, on the Radio Silence?
I love Radio Silence. I've been, following, Ready or Not. I really love that. And then, to hear that when I were announced that they're going to do Scream 5, I had no worries. I was like, oh, yeah, they're good. And it was good. I'm a defender of Scream 5. There's people out there I know who do not like that movie, but I'm a defender, even if the third act stumbles a little bit. And it's but I'm happy that they're in good hands. This franchise is in good hands with them. They did a really good job with Scream 6. I'm sure they'll do 7, 8. I'm not sure how many they're gonna do.
Bro,
hopefully just a trilogy. But
I'm just concerned how could they keep the plot. Excuse me. I don't know how they could keep the plot cycle going on, but if they're gonna be back, I have faith in those guys. Excuse me, I just burped. But I'm sure I have complete faith in those guys. Keep it up. I'm sure they'll keep it up.
And I definitely want them to make another like original like movie, like Ready or Not.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
They got to try that at some point. I'll look into their own projects like that. I'm sure. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. So I have also on my topic the kills. I thought the kills were just creatively good. That's what the Radio Silence gave us what we want. The kills were just amazing and fun and even bloodier than like the last one. I thought they were pretty good and creative.
Yeah, there were a lot of our theater was really like verbal, and that's what I love about the Scream fan. And just seeing any horror movie, like the theater experience, and it was everyone. I had a kid in my theater, and like the opening part of the movie, a person dies, and the kid was like, "I don't want to see this movie no more." And we just all just started laughing.
Bro,
it was so scary.
Yeah, this is something you should not bring kids about if they don't want to see stuff like this. But did he manage to watch the rest of the movie like that, or did he just walk out completely?
No, they sit there and the kid watched it all, and they didn't have a peep though. They must have been really liked it because I didn't hear them after that.
Wow. Well, that's called manning through a phase like a man. That's cool.
Yeah, but the movie was you could feel the impact of the knife stabs and anything else. So you just like could feel the pain the characters were in. Like it was really gruesome.
Yeah, I do want to. Never mind. I don't want to say anything else about the kills.
Yeah, I know. I don't. Yeah, I want to say what because there's some really creative, like really good ones. I mean, there's that one in the trailer kind of shows, but you could talk about. But
yeah, I can't remember almost every kills, but I don't want to spoil any of those kills. But for the listeners, just the kills are good. If you're planning to see Scream 6, you're going to like those kills, especially in New York. What happens stays there in New York. All right. Let me just go on to, actually, there's 2 things we can go over, and then we'll wrap things up real quick. Do you want to... Okay, so I have 2 things on the topic I just also sent to you, but we can either pay the tribute to an actress or the cast, or smack talk on whoever done the leak. I mean, I don't know the person who, but I wanted to actually just go over who actually just completely is a dumbass for, like, spoiling the stuff online on Twitter. It's the most fucked up thing. Dude, what do you want to start off first before we go?
Yeah, well, the leaks pissed me the fuck off. Sorry, part of my language. But I was on Twitter. I was up on Twitter, mind my own business.
I shut up. I completely shut up too, and I just mute the words on Twitter. That's all I did. I was just like disappointed whoever just done it. And if whoever does it, whoever has done it, and if you happen to stumble this podcast, you're a douchebag. You are just a complete douche for almost killing the hype for Scream 6, period.
That was not a good thing. That was the most shittiest thing you could ever do.
I swear. Ever. Well, nothing else to talk about really. So let's before we go, why don't we just pay tribute to Neve Campbell? Why don't we just pay a tribute to see if she will ever come back, or we just want to thank her? Look, first off, I just want to thank her for bringing... Well, let's all fans thank her for bringing the light to the franchise since their first original Scream. I can't say much, but she shines in every movie's pretty great, and she's just the heart of the story of the franchise. So if we get to see her in like Scream 7, that'd be nice. If Paramount can offer her enough money. I don't know why Paramount they have to. They came off a lot of good money last year, and they had to at least give her a good amount this time.
And you can't end the Scream movies without Cindy. That's weird. That's weird not to have Cindy in the movies. For like the final movie. Like, I understand, she was in this one because, because of the payment stuff, but it'll be really weird to see her not, return.
Yeah, me too. So, we will see what happens. Malique, is there anyone else you want to pay tribute to before we go?
Well, I just, want to thank, all of the producers and everyone involved with, Scream 6. When I first saw Scream, that's what made me really, really like horror, and just the fact that Wes Craven's legacy can live on it's really awesome. So
I forgot about Wes Craven. Thanks for bringing him up. Wes Craven, we all hope you're resting good. Thanks for creating the franchise. And the Radio Silence dudes, thanks for bringing on the legacy for Wes Craven and making these sequels pretty good so far. They are in their good hands. I want to give also a tribute to JennaOrtega, coming off her stardom. Can't wait to see her more if she's ever coming back. And everybody involved in Scream. I mean, hey, this is awesome. The franchise is never dead, and it's never going to die until otherwise. But, all right. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Malik, before we get off the mic?
Nope, that's it. Just go out and see and support it so we can get that Scream 7, which I'm sure we're going to get anyway.
We're going to get a big opening weekend of the franchise, so just we all wait. I'm even going to, I'm not going to talk about it, but I mean, I can't wait to see how much money it's going to make. I'm sure it's going to make bigger than the last Scream will. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
200 is probably going to be a global
Because now it's titled Scream 6. Like, the people who didn't really know, I guess, now it's titled Scream 6 that people really do know. This is the 6th movie.
Oh, totally. Alrighty. So, Malik, is there, actually, wait. Where can they find you before we really get off the mic?
You can find me over on Twitter at Movies4Reel Pod, and then I'm over, on Spotify, Anchor, doing my thing over there, which I might do my own spoiler review on Scream, so I can really go into depth with what I have issues with in that third act. So yeah, you catch it over there.
That's right. So you guys don't want to miss Malik's Scream 6 full spoiler review. Check it out. Check out his podcast and stay tuned to his newest episode coming up. You don't want to miss it. And as for me, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, Anchor is no longer a supportive listening podcast nowadays. Unfortunately, this past week, Spotify and Anchor has merged together into something called Spotify for Podcasters. But something is still not changed like the last time. Unfortunately, Anchor itself on the app is no longer a listening podcast app itself. It's now a complete listening, distributing podcast tool that you're not going to get anything best out of it if you're just listening through Anchor. And even listening on the web browser could be the best only shot. But the Anchor podcast itself, unfortunately, is not a listening app. Even I will still use it to distribute my episodes and all podcast stuff related. The best thing you can do for now is to follow and subscribe on Spotify, Apple, Podbean, and even my YouTube channel. Please follow and subscribe. If you're listening on YouTube, smash that like button, leave a comment, leave your comment thoughts about what you think of Scream 6. And you're welcome to share anything that you have in mind about the Scream 6, even spoilers, I guess, since it won't matter anymore. I did see the movie, so nothing can kill me anymore. It's have you guys leave your comments. And follow me on TikTok and Twitter. I will be posting audiograms, kicking this off with the episode. And email me your thoughts at dscamalaji or anything at dscamalaji@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts on my podcast if you want to share. Even leave your thoughts for Scream 6. I would love to hear this kind of stuff, what you guys have in mind. And next week, Shazam! Fear of the Gods. Nothing too major, even though I've been hearing good things about this reactions. I'm feeling a little confident, but still, I'm not too sure. But we all have to see. My Shazam episode will be dropping sometime next weekend, and I will be seeing it next week. Still got to figure it out. And yeah, Malique, I think we've done it for now. I don't think there isn't anything left to say, except for next time. I'll be screaming you all at I Screen, You Scream for movies. Nailed it.